Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. I am Danny Nguyen, host of Business Forum. You are watching us live on VAN TV, Vietnamese American Network, on channel 55.6. For those of you who are watching us for the first time, the objective of our show is to bring relevant, helpful information, the know-how knowledge, and even inspiration to small business owners, real estate developers, and investors, and with the desire to help our community prosper by the growth of business. Quý vị đang theo dõi chương trình diễn đàn kinh doanh. Tôi là Danny Nguyễn, Nguyễn Quốc Đoàn. Mục đích của chương trình diễn đàn kinh doanh là mong muốn đem đến những tin tức, thông tin liên quan và những cơ hội liên quan tới lĩnh vực tiểu thương. Và kính thưa quý vị, trong ngày hôm nay chúng tôi rất hân hạnh được mời một vị khách, đó là bà thị trưởng của thành phố Richmond. Kính thưa quý vị, lý do mà Quốc Đoàn mời bà thị trưởng đến đây là quý vị cũng biết là cái tầm ảnh hưởng của chính quyền địa phương thành phố đến với những cái cộng đồng tiểu thương. Vì thế chúng tôi mời bà đến đây nói chuyện với chúng ta. Hy vọng sau phần nói chuyện hôm nay quý vị sẽ biết thêm một về bà thị trưởng này. Good evening, Mayor.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
thank
good.
you so much for coming.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Yes, I know you're extremely busy, but you are willing to take the time to be with us. That means a lot to me and our audience.
Well, it is my pleasure to be here. Thank you for asking me.
Yes. As I share with you, Mayor, the objective of this show is to bring relevant and helpful information to businesses.
Yes.
And as you know, you've been mayor for a while, and you know the important role and an important impact that small business have on the community.
Yes.
And a city. But before going to that, I would like to tell the audience a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
Okay, well, I grew up here in Fulshire, Texas, as a matter of fact. My grandfather was a county judge, and I was married to Hilmer Moore, who was the longest serving mayor in the United States. They alleged, but if they find somebody who served longer than 63 years. And so when he passed away, they asked me to serve his unfulfilled term. And I've been serving ever since. He passed away in 2012. As I said, my grandfather was a county judge. Both my parents, my mother and father, were very prominent local people. They have given a lot to the community, and so I'm thrilled to be able to give back myself as mayor.
Wow, wow. So you have a deep roots in Fort Bend. Your maternal grandfather was a county judge.
Yes.
And your parents were active community civic leaders at state and national levels.
Yes.
And your former husband, was a mayor. And then now you're serving as a mayor. It sounds like it runs in the family, Mayor.
It runs in the family. I guess it does. I never thought I would be mayor, but it must run in the family.
Yes, so you do have a passion to serve.
I do.
mean, public servant is a sacred call.
Yes.
I can see
well,
that.
I have really enjoyed the time that I served. While we were married about 30 years, I was by his side all that time. And so I got to meet a lot of people and see how he did things, and then I just carried on.
Yeah, sometimes I jokingly say that you bought one and you got one free. Now they have you, which is great. So you've been elected since 2012. Right. And how do you like it so far as being mayor?
I find it very fulfilling. The people trusted my husband, and they trust me. They trusted me twice to elect me, and I'm very appreciative of that.
Yes. How can we bring local government and small business community together?
Well, I think that we are very lucky in Fort Bend County, which is where Richmond is, that we have a number of partnerships. You don't see this very often, and you don't see it anywhere that I can think of, where you have the county and the cities and private businesses and the colleges all working together for the common good.
Right.
And so we just need to manage that. There's going to be a lot of growth in Fort Bend County,
Right.
and we need to watch over that and make sure it is good growth that benefits all the people.
Right, right. You seem to be very interactive with people, especially small business community. And I've seen you around, man. I know you for several years. And what is your impression of small business? And what kind of impact do you think a small business owner have on a community or on a city?
Well, small business is just critical for a community. It's the life
Yes.
and the blood and of a small community. You bring services to the community that they wouldn't otherwise have.
Yes.
You bring enjoyment, you bring restaurants, you bring all kinds of things, and we couldn't do without small businesses in Richmond and in all of Fort Bend County. Small businesses are what drive a
Yes.
community.
Yes, yes. I think small businesses play a very important role
Right.
in our
Right.
economy. I mean,
Right.
as I understand correctly, I've learned that somewhere 80% of the economy of the U.S. is dependent upon small businesses. Just like you said, they bring services, products, idea,
Right.
and solution to the city.
Right. I did not know it was 80%. I knew it was a high number, but that's news to me. But it is a great boom to Richmond and Fort Bend County and to everybody.
Yes, yes. And in terms of the benefits for your city, a small business also pay property taxes and
Yes.
sell taxes.
Yes.
And I had the privilege to serve at the city council in Missouri
Right.
City, and
Right.
I know that the property tax play an important role.
Well, it plays a big important role because a city's income, or you think of it as income, their revenue,
Yes,
their
yes.
city revenue, comes from ad valorem taxes, which are property taxes, and then they come from sales taxes,
Yes.
which are the small businesses.
Yes, yes.
And in Richmond, a greater percentage of our income comes from the small businesses, and so we are really dependent on them.
Yes, yes. See, sometimes I drive by a piece of land that I've seen it several years ago.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I had a privilege to be a part of that. You know, the fact that we bring different players together,
Right.
and a building come up,
Yeah.
and product and services was provided to the local people, and tax revenue is being paid. So I think commercial estates are very important
Yes.
for a city as well.
We have a number of large areas of land out in Richmond
Yes.
that are going to be developed
Yes,
in the
yes.
near future. And so we're excited about that. We have allowed that we will get ad valorem taxes off of the homes and the sales tax off of businesses that will go in out there.
Right. What is your property tax rate now?
Our property tax rate is 0.71 cents, 71 cents per $100.
Got you. Got you. Got you.
We are a little bit higher than some cities,
Yes.
but that's because we're the county seat and 40% of our property is
Yeah.
tax exempt.
Yeah. One thing I know for sure is that you are right ahead of the wave of growth.
Yeah.
We know that. We all
Yeah.
know in the business
Yeah.
community, we know that, you know,
Yeah.
as population growth, I mean, they will be heading to Richmond. So,
Yeah.
so what is your vision, man? What do you see the growth of your city?
Well, we have, I see a lot of growth. We have a development that is going on now out
Yes.
there on Williams Way called Veranda.
Yes.
And that's a housing development that will have housing for all different incomes, for families, for older people, and that's a real good thing for our area. We have another area that's a large piece of land at the corner of 69 and Farm Road 762.
Yes. Yeah. You have a lot of land.
And
A lot of
we've
land.
got a lot of land, and that's because the old families had a lot of land out there.
Yes.
And as they gradually died off and left the land in trust,
Yes.
the trustees are now going to put the land up for sale. So we're excited about that.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, allow me to translate in Vietnamese if you will. Kính thưa quý vị đang theo dõi chương trình Diễn đàn Kinh doanh và hôm nay vị khách của chúng ta đó là bà thị trưởng của thành phố Richmond, đó là bà thị trưởng Evalyn Moore. Bà thị trưởng đã chia sẻ với chúng ta một chút xíu về cái tiểu sử của bà, lý do tại sao mà bà ra ứng cử thị trưởng và những cái ưu điểm của thành phố của bà. Nhưng mà ngày hôm nay chúng tôi có một cái phương thức khác chút xíu, là thay vì dịch lại hay là chuyển ngữ thì chúng tôi sẽ có cái phần 2, và phần 2 thì chúng tôi sẽ có cái sự đóng góp của cô Ngọc Trâm cũng cùng với chúng tôi sẽ đem lại những cái chuyển lại những cái điều mà bà đã nói để chúng ta không mất thời giờ nói chuyện. I did not translate exactly what you said, so basically I just trying to paraphrase and try to summarize it, and sometimes I even put in my own opinion and ideas, if you don't mind. But one thing you know for sure is that I love the city. Of Richmond, yes.
Well, that's good. We're the county seat of Fort Bend County.
Yes.
We have the old courthouse there.
Yes, the courthouse.
Which has been restored.
Yes.
It's really nice there. They've done a plaza.
Yes.
And so we're pleased to have the county there.
Yeah. Richmond to me is a very sacred place. It has a lot of history.
Yeah.
And we had the honor to get married, my wife.
Okay.
And I get married and get our marriage certificate right at the courthouse. It's very historical, yes.
Well, that's
yes,
good.
Yes.
That's good.
So
I didn't know that.
Yes, there's a lot of meaning to me.
Yeah.
And you know that small business have a great contribution to the city.
Yeah.
And vice versa. A city has a lot of influence on small business.
Right.
Can you name a few influences that a city has on business?
Well, the first and most important one is the city provides safety and security.
Yes.
That's the most important
one.
The city also provides infrastructure, the roads, the water, such as that. And the city provides a nice environment so that your business can thrive.
Right.
And that is really important, to have your business thrive.
Yes. So you make sure that you have the right environment.
Yes.
So that you can attract people to come to live, to work, to play, so that they feel safe. They feel like a sense of community.
Yes. We are very lucky in Richmond. Many of the businesses want to come to Richmond.
Yes.
Whereas they don't want to go to Houston. They don't want to go to some of the other places. They are petitioning Richmond to let them in. So we're very lucky.
Right.
We're very lucky.
You know, in a way, deep down, as much as I want growth in a city, but I still like to see the preservation of of the history. You know, where else can you see the rustic of a country? You see cow, you see horses, you see countryside. But when you walk to the main street, and then you have all the conveniences and the luxuries of a big city.
Yes. Well, we're an old city.
Yes.
We were founded in 1837 by the
God.
Republic of Texas,
yes.
not the state of Texas, the Republic of Texas. And we were only 3 cities. Houston got their recognition on the same day we did ours. Jane Long is buried out there, the mother of Texas, and Mirabeau B. Lamar, who founded our education system in Texas. They're buried in our Morton Cemetery, which is a really historic place to go and visit.
Right. You seem to have a lot of favorable factors of productions to attract business. You have plenty of land, and you have human resources.
Right.
You have a very good demographic there, and you have the technologies. What kind of programs do you have? Any incentive or any kind of program that you can attract developers coming to the city?
Well, we have Texas State Technical College.
Yes.
That last year was their first year to offer classes. This year they've expanded the classes. They are a technical training school, and they will be training workers in certain skills for certain industries. A company will go to them and tell them what they need, and then they go out and prepare the courses to offer.
Yes.
We have a lot of younger people out there that are taking these TSTC courses, which is be very good for our area.
Yes. So you get a good training. Do you have anything like a public-private partnership where the two can come together and create projects for the greater benefits?
We have a number of public-private partnerships with the George Foundation, with the Henderson Westendorf Foundations. Mostly those partnerships have benefited Richmond through them giving us land. They gave us land where we're building our new surface water treatment plant. That will be up and active in another year. They have given us land for parks. That's how that partnership works. But we've gone to them for money when we needed money. And vice versa. If they need something from us, we go to them and help them out with it.
Got you. You have a lot of land, that is for sure. But a lot of those land, they are raw land. That means it doesn't have any infrastructures. So do you have any incentive for those who come and build projects and they build the infrastructures? Do you have the reimbursement plan?
No, we don't. Those people who do something like that are in a MUD district, a municipal utility district. And they will set up a MUD and we approve it. And they put in the infrastructure. There are certain areas where we have put in the infrastructure. Out off of FM 359, out in that area, we put the infrastructure in out there all the way.
I got you. There's so many programs that people can come and visit. So I'm pretty sure those who are interested, they can go into the website because I mean I've got on there and I see a lot of programs on there. But my objective is for audience to get to know you personally, Mayor, because the place where we came from, you know, when we talk about government, this is a source of intimidations. So when you think about government, you think about a mayor or leaders, they think that they perceive them as threat. But the fact that you come today and show your willingness, that's a good thing.
Well, I'm honored to be here. People don't understand that I'm just like everybody else. Everybody needs to take an interest in their local government. Read their newspapers, follow it, voice their opinion, and most important, vote. And every year we have an election in Richmond where only about 10% of the people vote. And that's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing.
You know, one thing that bothered me the most is that the government is acting as a dictator. You know, there's a lot of business owners, investor developers, you know, they take big risk. They invest money in land and projects, and by the time they go to the city, apply for permit, license, and then the entry level of government employee did not treat them with dignity the way that we see. So what is the mentality of service in your city, Mayor?
Well, we have a real good city manager. We have a commission manager form of government. The city manager runs everything.
And you are like a board of directors.
We're like a board of directors. There are 5 of us. Myself and 4 commissioners. We run everything. We hire 3 people. We hire the city manager, we hire our municipal judge, and we hire our attorney. Those are the only 3 people we hire. Our city manager hires the police chief, the fire chief, the other people there, and she does a wonderful job. Wonderful job.
Sometimes I wish that the level of service that a government provides to the public is the same as the private. You know, I mean, they're aiming for customer satisfaction, if you will. I mean, do you have anything, any measure like that to gauge the happiness of the people?
I can't gauge the happiness of the people, but I can't do that. But I can try to provide a good environment. We try to provide a good environment in Richmond where people can grow up and raise their families and work, and and then when they want to die, we'll bury them in Martin Cemetery.
Thank you so much for coming, man.
Thank
I mean,
you.
we got 1 minute remaining. If there was one thing, you know, I have interviewed several mayor, but
Yeah.
most of them all of them were male, and
I
you are the
know.
first female
Well,
mayor. So if there was one word of inspiration for female who want to run for mayor or take leadership, what would be your advice?
Well, I would say do it. There's nothing to keep you from doing it. You need to, if you are desire to do
Yeah.
it, do it.
Yes, yeah. Thank you so much, man.
Thank
Quý vị vừa theo dõi chương trình diễn đàn kinh doanh với bà thị trưởng, đã nói về thành phố, về một chút xíu về cá nhân của bà, và phần sau chúng tôi sẽ chuyển tới những cái ý chính mà chúng tôi vừa bàn qua. Is there anything else you want to tell the audience before we end the show, ma'am?
Oh, I can't think of anything else to say right now, but I've enjoyed it very much today. This
Thank
has been
you,
really
ma'am.
nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Good. Have a good evening.